As elections draw near in Ivory Coast and Cameroon, political parties are crying foul about the election processes in those countries. The organization that says it represents African citizens in different countries presented a memorandum calling on the UN to intervene. Both the current presidents in Ivory Coast and Cameroon are seeking re-election. However, other candidates are barred from running. The two Western African countries have experienced protests over the exclusion of some candidates. The organization that represents those who are aggrieved in Ivory Coast and Cameroon protested outside the UN offices in Pretoria. They called on the UN to also help African countries, not only focusing on Europe and the Middle East.
Today we are here to tell them that enough is enough. We are tired of whatever you guys are doing, because whenever there's a situation in Africa, we don't see United Nations. They cannot be standing when there's a child dying in Gaza, but when a child is dying in Congo, they are not there. When the child died in France, they are there, but when the child died in Ivory Coast, they are not there. When the child died in Poland, they are there, but when the child died in Southern Cameroon, they are not there. This is the reason that we are here to tell them that this thing that is happening in Ivory Coast, in Cameroon, they should say a word, because they are Cameroon and Ivory Coast, they are members of United Nations. They cannot be excluding a candidate who was a president from Ivory Coast. He spent 10 years in jail in ICC. Now he came back in his own country. They exclude him from taking part of election. The same thing applied to Cameroon. Kamto Maurice was a candidate in 2018 election. Why now they just decided to shift, to push him aside, not to take part of the election? So the reason that we are here to make sure United Nations take his responsibility as a referee in Africa.